Hi sir, I'm gonna begin my topic for today. Basically, my topic for today is Spring Standalone Collection. Basically, we will see how we can eh, how we can in, create standalone collection in XML file. So basically, we have already seen how we can inject the collections, and we have this Spring Boot Core collection, and we have our configuration file. I will just close all these things so that we don't get confused. So when we have studied about collections, it's simple that we have inserted a bean that name is emp1 and class is this, and where which we have inserted the property as name and value is Radhe, in which there is another property named as phone, and we have used list component. There were three to four type of collections: list map properties, and set. These all things were map. These all things were in the standalone collections. Now we're going to see about Spring standalone collections. So in this, first property was name, and the input value was given as Radhe. Second property was phones, and values were given. These were the phone numbers. Then after that, basically address was given, and the address was given as Delhi, Lucknow, Kanpur. Then the another property was courses. Another property was courses, in which we have given the courses details. And the next was entry key. Entry key is that we will insert two values. In that two values, we will just insert one value for key, and one will be the value of that particular key. Like for example, I am taking an example of courses. Like Java is the course, and the value is 2 months. It will take 2 months to complete Java. Python 1 month, and C 2 months. So basically, what is the meaning of standalone is? Standalone is like basically in a single line when we try to complete the things in a single line. So this is how that property states standalone. So what if we want to use, for example, we have this property here, address, and we want to use this property many times, like 3 to 4 times or maybe 5 times. So what we will do is we will just select this property, and we will have to copy that, and we have to paste on the specific location in which we have specific desired locations in which we have to uh, use this property. So this is how the Spring standalone collections are made. So what we will do is we will just create a we will just give a standalone create, and we will give a specific ID to the standalone. Then through the ID we can use them anywhere, here also, or maybe here also. So I will just insert some values, and I will try to input, and I will be back. So basically, when I come to my XML file, I have these values. And what if I want to know my classes of what type? So what I will do is I will just give a print command in the my test class system.out.println emp1.getPhones.get class dot get name, and when I will run the program I will get java.util.scanner util.array. Yes. So basically we get the conclusion that this is for array list, and basically what if we want to change array list into linked list or something like that. So the thing is we cannot do that. So that's why we are just using Spring standalone methods, standalone collections basically, and we use util schema for those standalone collections. So now I will just we will just see how we can make util standalone schema collections, and we can insert list map and properties and etc. using this. So I will just create a new package. So now I have created a new package, Spring core.standalone.collections. Basically now what I will do is I will just create a class here. Okay. So what I will do, I have created a new class is named as person, and I will just close all the other classes which were open before. So now what I will do is I will just create a test class also. So now we have this config.xml file. What we will do, we will just copy it and we will try to paste it in our new package, that is Spring Core.standalone.collections. So basically, we will be using this test class, person class, and the XML file now to implement standalone collections. So I will just change the name basically so that we cannot have any kind of fusion. Rename it. So I will just give this file as alone config.xml so that we don't have any kind of confusion. And when we open this file, we already have this bean. So what we will do is we will just clear this bean. And now we will just move forward. So now we will just come to the person class and we will just declare a list. Private string list, that is the string friends. So now what we will do is we will now create getters and setters as I have given private list string, and now I will just create the getter and setters. Select all and generate. So now my getter and setter are generated. So basically we can insert default constructor auto, but let it be, we will not construct a default constructor, we will just use the XML file. So I guess we will generate two string method and we will just click on generate. After that we have created two string method. So we will just put the data from the configuration file. So I will just copy the package here and I will try to paste it there so that we don't get any type of mistakes. So we will just try to insert a property in this now. So what if we want to insert some list in friends? What we will do is we will just create a util schema, and so if we want to use util schema, so what is the procedure for that? Basically we have to use util schema, and this is the procedure. I'm just commenting this so that we can get the reference for the future purpose. So here we have already inserted the schema. So now we have copied the p schema, and until of piece we will just connect it to util. So we will just copy it and we will just try to paste that same in the content in that inverted commas, And now what we will do is we will just hit this context, and instead of context we will just put util. So now we can use util schema now because we have inserted all the basic uh, XML basic commands for beans which were required for util. P schema we have taken and we have just edited into util. So now how we will take out util is, so now when I just typed ut, so what I'm getting is I'm getting util constant, util list, util map, util properties, util property path, and util set. So I will just click on util set. So it basically depends on what we want to make. So what if right now, for example, we will just first, I guess we will start with list. So basically, first we will have to tell the class if we have creating util any type of util, we have to create a class in this. So here I just inserted this util list dash class. So basically, this is the syntax for inserting this uh, util list class equal to java.util.link list. And then we just inserted some values. We just inserted some values here, and now we will just come to our bean class, and then we have to provide the reference. basically we just ignore this. We can use attribute. Basically, we have three things: p schema, using value as an attribute, and one was another thing by the value method also. Value as an attribute, that was the same method. So now, what if I move forward? So now what we will do is we will just try to copy this package. Here we just give the context statement, and here we will just give the Okay. So mirrors are there. I will just see what are the errors. So in this, we don't have any errors. Yes. I will just fix the errors first. So now I just fix the errors. Basically, there was a small error, and the error was I have just given the path com.springco.stand alone dot collections. I have not given the class name. I have not specified the class name. I just specified the class name. And here I am getting the output. Here I am getting the output, that is person friends equal to three names I am getting for the input which I have given, that is Aman, Rohit and Puneet. So right now the util tag is working perfectly fine. So what we want to say is we just want to check now, is it a linked list or not. So what for that we will do, we will just do the print command SYF. Yeah, so we are getting java.util.linked list because we have injected this only here. So what if change here and we change here and we just change this linked list to vector. So we are getting java.util. So now what we will do is we will just create another bean. Here we will just copy this bean till here and we will just come down. And in this what we will do is we will just give this as person 2. So now what it will do, it will insert all these values in the second bean also. The second bean also. This is what will happen. So actually now when we come to the map, we want to store some things like we will come to this class, person class, and we will just insert some values here. So in order to insert the list values, we will just come here So after this integer, after this we will just give the fee structure. So now what we will do is we will just create getters and setters here. We can generate toString method also, but if we don't want to use that, it's fine. No issues for that. And then and now I will just generate toString method also. I will generate method. It's already generated, I guess. So now now we will move forward and we have to insert the values for fee structure also. So now what we will do is we will just insert one more property here. So I will just insert the values firstly and I will. So now, so basically after I have created the fee structure and I have inserted the getter setters and the toString method, what I have done is I have come to this config file and I have just inserted some values in this. Basically after inserting the values, I have come to this. I have given the reference bean here and when I run the program, I'm getting the first output was person friends, which I already got. Then the second was java.util.vector, and the third is I'm getting. I have inserted two values for this map, and these two values are this Spring Framework value is 8,000, C language value is 5,000. So this is how I'm getting the output. So the data is perfectly in the fee structure. So now what we will do is, get fee structure dot get class dot get name, and now just we will try to run the program and we will see what output we get. So how we are getting is java.util.linked hash map. So we are getting the, after the fee structure we have just inserted get class and get name, the properties, and we are getting that like that, and we can change also if we edit in this config. Here we have given hash map, so we can change it here also, so there is no issues. So now we actually till now we have covered this list map, and now the properties are left. I will just come to the properties. So here we have just given this string friends list map string integer fee structure, and now we're going to give the property. So private properties, so here I am getting the properties, and now it is a pair collection, and now we will just create getters and setters. Yeah, so now we will just create getters and setters. So now the getters and setters are created for the property class, and when it comes to the to string, we will just remove the to string actually. Now what we will do is, actually we have to print the object now. First we will inject the value in properties, and then we will try to run the program. So I'll just come to the properties now. Where are my values? So here, so here onwards I'm giving standalone properties. We don't have to create a class in neutral properties. We'll just give db config, database config. So now I have inserted first property. I have given property key as the driver, and after that I have inserted the main value com.mysql.jdbc driver. And I'm gonna insert second property now. I will just copy this and I will paste this, and I will just change some things here. Instead of driver, I will just so now the configuration is made. Now basically we have to inject the db config. So what we will do is we will just provide property tag. So basically it will inherit the properties from that point, and now it will inject. Let's see if there is a yeah. So just get the output. The properties are here printed driver equal to com.sql.jdbc.driver and username equal to me. I've inserted two values only just to understand the basic concept, and this is how the topic of Spring standalone collections, in which we cover map, list, and properties. So this is how we write the XML file and we give the commands in this. So basically now I will I will try to move forward. Now we have stereotype annotations, basically stereotype annotations, in which we are using component and value annotation. So this tutorial was, I guess it was a big tutorial which I have covered now. I will just upload one more video today itself, and I will try to cover the after standalone stereotype annotations and the collections with value. These two to three topics I will try to cover. After covering that, we will see further. Then there are Spring with JDBC will be the topic after that. So I will just create the video till here, and the second part I will create it after some time. Thank you so much. Now I am going to begin with my topic. My topic for now is stereotype annotations. Basically, stereotype annotations, we're going to use component annotation and value annotation. So basically, in our previous sessions, we used to declare uh, bean bean tag in our XML file, and you need to pass the uh, operations further. So earlier we used XML classes and used bean to declare classes and properties. So now what we will do is the alternative way is annotation. So basically we can do annotation without doing bean tag, without using bean tag. And basically we will talk class student. Earlier we just have to give the reference of that student. We have to give the reference to that student, and we have to give the reference that the class is the student, and we have to declare those things in the beans. So now what is the thing is, the alternative we will just use component component annotation in our XML file. And before that we have to in our XML file we just have to locate one more thing, that is before the package, that is context dot component scan base package. So this is how we will do component dot scan, and here we will just mention the package name in this columns. So now we will see how practically these things are possible. So now we will just create a new package. So we will just create a new package, and in the new package we will just create a class named as student, and we will just make a new class more, that will be our test class. So now what we will do is we will just copy this XML file and we will try to paste in this a stereotype. So now I guess we will just rename this stereo config. So here we will just use stereo annotation and we will try to delete these beans. We will now come into student and we will try to declare some variables. City. Now we will just create getters and setters. Now toString method also. Now we will come to our configuration file and we have to give the sample input. Context component scan. Now we will just copy the package name and we will paste here. So basically it can scan the package of these classes, and simply we will just declare the we will not declare the bean basically. So we will not declare any kind of bean. We will just come to the student and we will just try to declare component annotation. And we will log on to the test. Now we will just create application context test. Application context. So basically, we need the package name. We will just copy this package again. Now we will just context.get bean. So when we run the program, it will say city is null. Because I didn't told what will be the values that should come under the component is canvas, but we haven't given the values. So for that case, we will use value annotation. And here we can use value annotation in order to give our input as a name. Here they will take the student name as the value. Right now it has not taken the value. Just a second, value. Yeah. So now we're gonna insert city name now. So city name is Delhi. So now what if we run the program and we're gonna get the output as, yeah, student name we're getting Puneet, as city is getting Delhi, because we have provided the annotations, and with the help of annotation we are providing the value. So component is the basically component we are using to give the value, to process, and the value component we are using to provide the value. And it is a quite easier way. We are not using anything in the beans as compared to the earlier classes. So what if we give something in the component? What if we give something in the input in the component and we run the program? It will not give the input, it will give the error. So it will give no bean named as a student. So what if we delete that? So in order to have that value, we just have to give here some value. Now I guess we will get the value. Yeah, we're getting the value. So here we have to give the class name. For example, if you want to give another class, we will just mention the class name here. So that's how we use stereotype annotations, that is component and value annotation. And this is how we have that advantage that we are not using any type of things in our XML file. So now in the next tutorial, I'm gonna begin with Spring Bean Scope and Single Expression Language, that is SPL, which we studied in the modules, I guess. Yeah, in the modules. So till now, I will just wind up this session, and I will just try to upload the video, sir. And sorry for uploading the video late because this content took some time to learn. Two contents basically. First is the collection type content, in which we have to insert different type of properties, map and list using util schema in Spring, and stereotype annotation with component and value annotation. So this is for this class, sir. I will be moving with collections with value in the next class, and Spring with scope, and moreover. Thank you, sir.